Welcome back to Emporia, Kansas for the final 9 holes of the 2024 PDGA Professional Masters Disc Golf World Championships presented by Dynamic Discs. I'm Nathan Johnson, joined in the booth today for this final 9 by Nick Hanson, filling in for Dan Brooks-Wells. Nick, how's it going, dude?
It's going good. I'm excited to jump back in for this final 9 here at Champions Landing. It's a exciting course to be at for this. Lots of good shot shapes here, and let's get into our card.
Yeah, we got Joe Rovere leading the way by 15 strokes. He has put on quite a show at this year's Masters Worlds. We will see a exciting battle for second place, and unless something goes crazy wrong, this will be a nice little victory lap for Joe coming down the stretch.
Yeah, you would think so here. Starting hole 1 for the final 9, 886 feet. It was hole number 8 for the event. As you can see, OB left and right, landing before this hill somewhere to then get down to this water's edge to pitch up and get your birdie. I mean, potentially an eagle if you have a couple good shots.
First up on the box from Arvada, Colorado. Put your hands together for Joe Rovere.
We mentioned it earlier in the week, but Joe has won the last 2 Masters World titles in the MP40 division, looking to solidify a three-peat here in Emporia, and that's a nice tee shot off to a good start.
From Kokemäki, Finland, please give it up for Mika Laikko.
Seen some very solid golf all week from Mika Laikko. Finds himself in a tie for second place at the moment. Going with the wide hyzer. Looking for this to check up in the fairway.
From Fair Oaks, California, put your hands together for Jeff Faes.
Jeff Faes also finding himself in a tie for second place. It will be an exciting battle through these last 9 holes. These 3 guys all in contention. This is looking a bit wide from Faes. We'll see if it skips back inbounds.
Oh, Jeff sliding over that.
Emporia, Kansas. Let's get a big round of applause going for Eric McCabe.
Barely getting over that sidewalk there.
And the local course designer, Eric McCabe. Very solid week all around as well, able to earn his spot on this final 9. Just these 4 guys playing these final 9 holes. This is leaking a bit left.
Yeah, I was going to say, that one looked to be going out of bounds left there. Unfortunate for 2 players finding OB here on this first final 9 hole. And you'd rather be out of bounds left than right here, as you can see how far back he is on that sidewalk. Going completely over the out of bounds once again. Let's see if this can get in. That it does.
Living on the edge, that's a gutsy play, because if he doesn't cross back in bounds, he's basically just going to have to rethrow from that same spot. But it worked out.
Joe looks to be leaking left there. And it is going to go out of bounds. I wasn't sure there for a second.
Yeah, there is some kind of taller grass on the left-hand out-of-bounds line that sometimes can keep your disc in if it hangs on at the end, but unfortunately that shot did not stay in bounds. Like the forehand here from Faes, but that one just comes out a bit low.
Yeah, maybe some final 9 jitters here. You know, there's only 9 holes in the event. You've put yourself in such a good position. As you see, the 2 players they're playing against both throw OB off the tee. So we see Eric's nice mid-range here, but also going to leak out of bounds again. Oh, no.
Yeah, not what he was looking
for. Tough start for our card here.
I think you might be right, Nick. Maybe some of those final 9 jitters coming into play. Again, these 3 guys, not named Joe Rovere, still have a lot to fight for and should be a pretty exciting battle down the stretch as well. So we'll see how they respond. This is a very wide forehand from Faes. It looks like it just barely hangs on inbounds.
Oh. Next shot there. Hard to tell who that was. Maybe Joe?
Yeah, Joe does play a little quick, so at times we've barely caught the tail end of his shots. I think that was another example of that.
Oh, this is looking nice here. Beating that ceiling and scooting right up to bullseye there.
So just a short pitch up for McCabe. Gonna have a short putt left for, I believe, a bogey. And this is a birdie look for Jeff Faes early on.
That headwind, it looked like, just lifted it a little over that basket. Maybe just kept it up. As you can see, that flag blowing pretty good there again today. All week we've had wind. No surprise for the area, really, I would say, though.
Yep, very common sight in Emporia. Just breezy days all around. Never a stress-free putt on these courses.
And, you know, saving par after going OB off the tee it's a good place to be. I mean, obviously you want to get birdie on this one, and par 5 at less than 900 feet is pretty gettable, but able to save the par after going out of bounds is very important for these final 9 holes. So we see Eric dropping one to those guys. Hole 2 here is an alternate tee pad for hole 9 that the players will be playing. A more straight shot here, and then you'll finish the same into this tree line again with that OB on the left here as we just passed. A pretty good 2-shot hole in my opinion.
Yes, even though they don't have to hit the traditional tunnel off the tee, still going to be a very demanding second shot for these players. And it's important to keep the tee shot, if you want to get that birdie, on the left side of the fairway to open up your angle into the green.
Oh, this looks to be fading left. And it is just going to do exactly that. Over that path is OB, so he'll find himself with a shot towards the basket, but he'll be scrambling for par at best here.
Yeah, so Jeff Faes with another opportunity to gain a stroke. This is looking like a great tee shot. Going to find the middle.
That's exactly where you want to go to attack the green here on this par 4.
See if Eric McCabe can bounce back after the bogey on the first hole. This looks early, though.
Oh, and hangs on. Stays in bounds. Maybe a little anti-skip there, as we see the drop zone shot here is not easy. I thought I figured we'd be playing normal OB rules, but see him go into the drop zone after going out of bounds. Shows how important that is to have that tee shot inbounds.
Yeah, a very punishing drop zone. Basically impossible to save the par from there unless he throws one in from the top of the hill.
Oh, Joe, going out of bounds again.
Surprising
Might not
mistake
be the walk
there.
in the park we thought it was going to be.
No, some early struggles. This towering Anheuser shot is basically the only way to get right enough to the green. We're seeing these players just kind of push a little too straight, a very common miss. And wow, what a drive from Jeff Faes. He has a forehand into the green. But this is sawed off. Does it hang on? Oh, that is out of bounds as well.
Oh, and a great upshot there, putting it inside bullseye for Mika. These two are going to be battling here in this final 9. Eric right there with them, too, with an opportunity here to get par.
I'd be surprised to see him give this a run. Yep, just fine with the layup. Going to take a stroke back most likely unless Jeff can knock one down from deep.
Jeff checking his angles here, which side he wants to straddle putt. Do you have a preference on whether you go right or left?
I'll go either way. I think it's just it's whatever direction is less close to the tree. And I think that's kind of what Jeff opted for there.
Eric, gonna grab a stroke there on the card with that par. Not often you see that, but, just keeping it in bounds did it there for him. All right, hole 3 here. Also an alternate tee, 577 feet. Playing up this basket we've seen all week, known as number 10. OB across the path here. Another good shot. Another good 2-shot par 4.
Yep, another more open version of a similar tee shot. Players are just going to try to get to this cluster of trees that mark the same landing zone as the original hole. Well thrown shot there from McCabe. Put him in position.
Joe getting a good few skips there as he gets down to the flat. Should be in position to have a chance to get up and down.
Yeah, worth mentioning too, Joe, we mentioned his 15-stroke lead, but the largest margin of victory at a Masters Worlds is 19 strokes. So if Joe's able to pull that off in 2002, Brad Hammock won by 19 strokes. That would be quite an impressive feat, and one for the record books. Something to keep an eye on.
Jeff with a much more committed hyzer, really trying to get that skip and get out of that golf fairway. Kind of give him a little more, give him a straighter approach. Mostly swinging in a hyzer to, avoid that cart path on the left.
Yeah, just really have to miss that one tree towards the end of the flight. Not too much else in the way. Comes up a bit short from Rovere. He'll be in that circle's edge range. Can see some spectators starting to gather. Love to see that as the other divisions are finishing up their rounds.
Oh,
this one is leaking.
Jeff not going to hold on there. Going to find that out of bounds again.
Very nice looking upshot from Eric McCabe. Puts that one close. We actually haven't seen a birdie in 2 holes on this final 9 yet. Surprising, since these guys have been kind of shredding all weekend. But we're on track for a couple here as long as this one hangs on.
Oof.
And it does.
I was going to say, looked like he was asking for it to get down early there. Yeah, 27, 26, and 42 is great scores for these courses out here. Especially in the wind we had all week. As a good save there from Jeff.
Rovere now for birdie. Hearts it.
And we got a fun little battle here going on for second place.
Yeah,
all 3 of these
now
players
take a 1-stroke lead over Jeff Faes and Likely Eric McCabe as well. If he knocks this down, we'll get to 27 under.
Nobody is immune to a course like Northwood Black.
Just throwing laser beams.
That's so good.
Bresnell, the birdie, the fist pump.
Critical shot.
Gotta get up. Bresnell.
That is a shot of a champion.
Your 2024 Champions Cup winner, Andrew Bresnell.
Visit quirkygoodies.com today. We have over 100 fun, unique disc golf tees along with hats, stickers, metal wall art, and much more. Use code PDGA20 for 20% off.
All right, hole 4, normal hole 11, 395 feet. You have this tree line on the right side you need to stay inside of, but really just a uphill, dead straight shot.
Yeah, and the wind continues to blow. Looks like a crosswind for these guys, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Should hold the disc pretty straight for the right-hand backhand shot.
Oh, and this one looks to be overturned and getting into that tree line I talked about. But getting a good kick out, maybe we'll be able to run a jumper from there.
Yeah, not a bad result, given where that disc looked like it was headed. We saw Joe throw 2 absolutely great shots in rounds 1 and 3 on this hole. Let's see if he can dial up another one.
Stays just inside it, gonna scoot up there, about circle's edge.
Laikko now finding himself in solo second place at the moment. Fading out a bit early, but it's a pretty common result on this hole. It's difficult to keep a disc straight going uphill at this distance. See a lot of players in deep circle 2 over there, short left.
Oh, getting that lift there, but just too much and turning it over into the ground. Gonna leave himself about 100 or so short.
Yeah, just a little chip forehand for Faes. Kind of lets that one leak a bit right. We'll be in that 20 to 25 foot range for his par. Let's see if
McCabe
McCabe
here.
gives this.
Tried to give it a good bit there.
See if Rovere runs this one. I think with his pitch putt style, he might as well give it a go from just outside the circle.
Ooh. Hardly catching left side of the chains and out. Gonna leave himself about only 10 or 15 feet for par. Here's Jeff to clean up his. Catching some top band and dropping in for par.
Yeah, in this wind, these 10 to 15, or not 10, but 15 to 20 foot cleanup putts are going to be important. Don't want to let a stroke or 2 slip away just from a brief lapse in focus. But these guys have been dialed in all week. That's why they're up here on the lead card for this final 9. So going to clean up a nice little
Man, look
here
at
on
those
4th.
trees just going. Another windy one here today. Emporia known for it, but over to hole 5, 858 feet, par 5. Either a big backhand or roller getting you out into this opening to then throw down this fairway. You're going to need to navigate this low ceiling to get into the green. But another good, well-designed hole.
The danger here, just don't want to leak too far left on the tee shot. There is some out of bounds over there, but this is turned nicely from McCabe. Gets a nice full flight out of that one.
That is a good spot to be off the tee pad here. He's going to like that one.
Rovere trying to match.
Also a good spot. I like to be a little further left to like get in an attack, but you know, just like you said, if you leak too far, it's easy to, once you hit that short grass, you're able to skip significantly left and potentially out of bounds.
Yeah, but you are right though. Yeah, the left to right shot into the green is the most common play for the second shot, and being left off the tee does open that up a little more. This one is going very right, might have that back door line along the fence. That is lines the property on the right-hand side to play down for his second. Faes now still looking for a birdie on this final 9.
Oh, that one got a ride. He's going to like that one. Good distance there. Kind of inside, but still in a good position with this being a par 5.
Yeah, this is just
Fade
nice and
out.
safe.
No chance for that one to skip out of bounds. Should be able to pitch up and grab a birdie on this one.
Yep, nice and safe play from Rovere. Plenty of space over there on that left-hand side, so I'm sure he is happy with that result. Faes now kind of has to go with more of a turnover.
Oh, catching the tree. Looks like it's
Is it
stuck in there, inbounds.
That's a great break if that did get stuck in the tree, still over the inbounds, because that was headed way left.
Nice little catcher's mitt right in the middle of the fairway for him. Oh, it doesn't look like Eric likes that one, and that is exactly why cut rolling out of bounds. Unsure if that was an intentional roller or not, but if it was, given the right angle, had the opportunity to get up there for eagle.
Yeah, you can just see they're thrown into a stiff headwind, so probably just underestimated the stability of the disc he needed for that shot. Laikko now going down that right-hand side that we mentioned. That is so well thrown.
Wow. That is a great shot.
Faes looking to go to the forehand here for his upshot. Needs to sit before that fence, and it checks up just in time. Looking to grab his first birdie of this final 9.
Eric, unfortunately, leaking that one a little left. Gonna give himself an outside the circle putt. As we see Joe just lacing another upshot.
This is going to be a long eagle look for Laikko. Does he give it a chance?
No, but a birdie from there is nice. So
Yep,
he'll take
sitting in
that
solo
and-
second, I'm sure. Yeah, he's fine with that. Just keeping his position as McCabe just a bit off on the par save. He's going to drop 2 strokes to Laikko, potentially 2 strokes to Faes and Rovere as well if they're able to connect on these birdie putts.
yeah, we got a hot little battle here for second place. They're really gonna. They got some hard holes coming up too, so You really got to strap in. These were the easier ones.
Yeah, plenty of stroke swings down the stretch here.
Joe able to get under par here on this final 9. Actually, both of our players there getting under par. Moving to hole 6, 439 feet. Got to get across this sidewalk here, and then you have OB left and right. You can either go big wide hyzer or try and sneak one in where the drone is flying. Either way, a little bit of a... Gonna need some extra distance on this one.
Yeah, just a big wide spike hyzer if you've got the power. Want to make sure you give it enough width to get around this tree. A little too much width for Rovere there, but does stay inbounds. We'll have a long birdie look. Laikko now going to look to match that line. This one is looking nice. Oh, but just catches that short tree.
Yeah, just barely inside. It was high enough to get all the way back to the basket, so if he could have been just a little further right, he would have given himself a nice opportunity. Let's see if Jeff can make the correction.
I think the tailwind just dropped that one out of the air. It was looking like it was on a good line, but just didn't quite have enough go on it.
And McCabe's looks low out of the hand. Gonna get a good skip forward, though, giving him a 30 to 40 footer for birdie.
Yeah, it will be a tailwind putt too, so very runnable. Just have to trust the height if you're these guys who came up short. Here's Faes from 50 or so.
Oh, a good bid there from Joe. And let's see if Eric can get one of these strokes back and kind of close that gap.
Yeah, just right about circle's edge with the tailwind. Just got to aim at the band and let it drop in there.
Oh, and catches the top of the basket, unfortunately, just a little short. And just like you said, it just dropped that putt as we have Jeff tapping in his par save. Not necessarily a par save. I mean, this one's really just kind of get in bounds off the tee pad and maybe give your jumper a run. Not a lot of stroke separation here.
Nope. Gonna be pars all around.
The dynamic disc jury. Man, this thing's good. I love using it for my putter up shots or even just throwing it off the tee too. Real nice. I like spinning it for deep circle 2 putts as well. When the wind comes out, whether it's putting or throwing, it's just very reliable and I can trust it. And you know, it's even pretty solid for some little forehand turnover shots too. This thing's money. As soon as I got it, immediately made the bag. You should definitely try one out too, and you can find one at dynamicdisc.com.
All right, this is hole 7, 320 feet. A disc golf hole known to many around the world. One, if you're here for a practice round, you usually unload your bag trying to stick this green.
Pretty breezy, looking like a headwind by the ripples across the lake, so these guys probably going over stable fairway driver. This looks absolutely beautifully thrown by Joe Rovere. Sticks the green yet again. He hasn't missed it all weekend. Why miss it now? He'll be able to probably lay that putt up for a nice stress-free par. This is one of those stroke swings holes you talked about. Nick can Definitely be 2 strokes in either direction, so big hole for all these 3 guys battling for second place. This one's leaking a bit left for Laikko.
Oh, and it hangs on. Oh, I wish we could have seen that a little better angle from there, but it's great to see him stick on the green. I was worried about that one as soon as it started fading out.
Yeah, that back wall did its job there to get that one to hold on. Now Jeff Faes, bit of pressure on to stick it as well.
And puts one just a little closer, same side of the green. It's going to be curious to see if these guys run the putts or lay them up. They're all a similar distance so far.
McCabe looking to make it 4 for 4 to stick the island. He's headed for a similar spot in that back left corner, and he hits that wall as well and stays safe. All right, how many of these putts do you think they're going to run, Nick? Over under is at 1.5.
Under.
All right, we've already seen 1 layup. Oh, there's 2 layups. Somebody's got to give this a bid, right?
You would think Eric's running this for sure. With his position where he's at, he has to run this one, in my opinion.
That's true. Needs the birdie to get himself a chance at second place.
Just a little low. That's where you want to miss that one, but he's got to get that one up.
All right, Jeff, what do you got? I think Jeff kind of needs to run this one too if he's looking at the scores. And it looks like he wants it.
He's the closest. He has to run it. And gets it. Good birdie there from Jeff. Confident putt. Tying it back up at 29 under par.
Yeah, that was clutch. Yeah, if he airballs that one, it obviously is getting wet. So, huge make for Jeff Faes on the 7th with just 2 holes
Putting
left.
Eric 3 back of second place. Going to be tough to catch him as we move into hole 9 here. 645 feet, par 4. You've got this low ceiling branches to deal with there as you navigate this fairway. We're going to swing it over to the right. Playing over some OB here at the end. Very good finishing holes.
Yeah, depending on how these tee shots end up with a bit of a low ceiling, high floor, players might have to make a decision on whether or not they want to try to cross that OB area or maybe lay up to the left and play for that easier, less stress par.
Oh, and this looks overturned. I was going to say maybe that tree kick helped, but... Oh! Back in bounds! Wow.
What a great break for Jeff Faes.
Oh my goodness.
And that's going to put him in a great spot over there. I mean, ideally you want to be as right as possible on this fairway to leave yourself with a short second shot.
Oh, Joe coming just as close to out of bounds on the opposite side.
These guys just like to keep things interesting for us. And we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Laikko's testing that right side as well. He dodges all of the trees, and that is going to be in the perfect spot to go over for a second.
Oh, and Eric catching that low ceiling there. Is he going to have a look to get to the green from here, you think? He looks to be eyeing
I think
it
this
up.
this is like right about where Paul Macbeth was at 2022 Worlds, right? I mean, I think this is a different basket placement, but still probably playing 400-ish to cross and get up and down,
Gives
but he's
it a
going
good
for it.
rip. Oh, and he's going to come up just short. That is going to do it, I think, for Eric McCabe. And that's going to seal him in at 4th place, I think, for this Worlds.
Yeah, still a very valiant finish in a solid tournament all week, but
Yeah, very
just coming up
respectable
short.
play all
We
week.
still got a battle
Jeffs.
for second, though.
skipping it in and gonna give himself a birdie look. Gotta love that.
Joe going to the forehand. We haven't seen this too much from him this week.
And is that one gonna be in bounds?
Oh my gosh.
Wow. So close, but gonna be in bounds. I think that would have been Eric McCabe's shot.
All right, so Laikko knows Jeff Faes is inbounds. Going to have to stick this one close to match him. This is looking nice if it checks up.
That is a pressure throw right there. Getting it inside the circle for another birdie look.
Yes. So Joe, after being a combined foot maybe inbounds on both of his shots, is going to be content to just take the par here.
Let's go, Jeff. Putting the pressure on, making his birdie putt. See if we can get a match here. Pressure might be on because this is one he should definitely make here at about 18 feet or so.
Yep, to tie things up at 30 under, and he does connect. We've got a tie for second place with 1 hole left.
Yeah, these guys are battling here. A couple birdies each here in the last 4 holes. Eric is unfortunately going to tap in bogey there, taking him to 25 under par. Taking us to the final hole of this year's Masters Worlds. 575 feet. OB on the left there, as you see those flags. The players can get over here. They have a nice look into the green. Playing to this beautiful island here. What a fantastic way to end it.
Yeah, most of these players just going with a nice turnover mid-range or fairway driver. Looking to keep something inbounds. Set up for that birdie. This looks well thrown from Jeff Faes.
Yeah, I think he'll like that position there.
All right, Laikko now needs to match if he wants to at least maintain a tie for second place. This is pulled. It's going to have to get lucky.
Ooh, and he filters through a little bit there. Kind of tough to tell, but I think still in a fine position to go for the island from there.
Yeah, just going to play a little bit longer into the green, but still very reachable. Rovere now could throw, what, it's like 8 shots out of bounds and still be
a lot.
Still be fine.
A lot. I think he's in maybe contention still for like second largest win.
Correct, yes. Based on the numbers I'm looking at, if the second largest win was Barry Schultz by 11 strokes in 2013, so still well on pace for that. Joe is, as long as he's able to just take birdie, par, a single bogey here on this last hole.
Oh, and look at this. This looks nice. Eric able to stick the green here with a final birdie look for the event. Good performance out of Eric McCabe so far this weekend.
Yeah, looking to finish in style. So we got Mika Laikko up first, trying to put the pressure on Jeff Faes if he can put this close, and it looks good.
Oh, hits the
Bank
back
shot.
wall but stays in. Good place to be up there, even with the basket. Putting the pressure on Jeff here.
This is looking good as well. Might need a little bit of help, and he gets it. But these are not easy putts.
Joe absolutely parking the last hole here. I don't think we're going to see a layup there.
Fitting. A nice round 45 under is quite an impressive score. But first, got Jeff Faes to get to 31.
Oh, he gets it. Okay, pressure's on here.
All right, can Mika Laikko match and get himself into a two-way tie for second place?
Huge accomplishment coming across the pond already, but I'm sure would love to go home second place on the resume.
There it is, making the Finns proud. That is a great putt and a great performance all weekend from both of those guys, tying for second place.
We're going to have a star birdie here to end the tournament.
Wow, you love to see it. This week has been all about this man right here. 3-time, 3 in a row Masters World Champion Joe Rovere.
Your 2024 PDGA Professional Masters World Champion, defending his MP40 title, Joe Rovere.
Very impressive to see what he can do with the Frisbee. Awesome to see his 3rd win in a row now. Excited to see where he can go with this. Maybe he can get to 4, maybe he can get to 5. Either way, I'm here for it.
Either way, it has been very fun to watch. Joe absolutely shred these Emporia courses all week, ends up winning by 14 strokes, the second largest ever margin of victory at a Masters World title. Taking a look at our final leaderboard. It's been a fun event to watch all week, Nick.
Yeah, I was glad I could step in for a couple rounds, couple 9s, and excited to see it out with you.
Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. For Dan Brookswells, Nick Hanson, and myself, I'm Nathan Johnson. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.